Welcome to all Caribbean entrepreneurs. If you've been ready and waiting to take your business digital and get paid online while you sip something strong on the beach, this podcast is for you. We'll hear from the Caribbean's finest entrepreneurs on topics like e-commerce, business development, brand building, social media, their wins and failures. This is the only place in the region helping you navigate the digital age from the Caribbean's perspective. This is Digipreneur FM. And now, let's give it up for the Digiboss himself, Mr. Karan Rose.
Thank you to everybody tuning in to another episode of the Digipreneur FM podcast. And as usual, it is your boy, Mr. Rose. DJ, you know what to do, DJ. You gotta fade us all the way out. As much as we love that intro music, DJ, we gotta talk to the people. So, finally, we have hit episode 100. Can I get a... What? Brilliant! Episode 100. Wow, we have made it. 100 episodes of the Digipreneur FM podcast. It took us just about a year to get here. This is really a special moment, man. This is really a special moment. And one of the reasons why this is such a special moment for me is because I believe the stat is, I think, something like over 70% of podcasts don't make it past episode number 7. And it's a term called podcast fade. So everybody starts off, real hot and sweaty. Oh, yes, let's do a podcast. You get your mic, you get your equipment, you get everything set up. And then, within the first 7 episodes, it doesn't go, the way that you plan it to go or the way that you thought. And 70% of podcasts, over 70% of podcasts do not make it past episode 7. All right. So I don't even know what the stat is for podcasts that make it to, episode 100. And this is just a really special moment. Like I've hit a few hundred blogs. I think if I tally up, all of my tech blogs, my blogs on KaranRose.com, I might have hit probably over 1,000 blogs on both of my websites. Droid Island doesn't exist anymore. I took that website down and I kind of closed that business off. But I was blogging at a ridiculous rate on Droid Island. I was blogging at an absurd rate. Like I think there was like a year where like I was blogging, every day or every other day on Droid Island. There was just always something to write about, whether it was news, whether it was tips, whether it was a review, whether it was, just teaching you people how to do. There was just always something to create content around. And that's what really allowed me to find my footing and gain my success with Droid Island. Is just that, I was creating so much blog content. And through all that content, you learn more about website development. You learn so much about SEO because you want to get your content found. You're not just creating content for creating content's sake. You want your content to be found. You want it to convert to leads, to sales. You want it to be able to bring more people into your community. And that really set the stage for so much of what I do today, So 100 episodes of the Digipreneur FM podcast. And if you are somebody who has been here from episode number 1, hey, that's for you. That is for you. So just wanted to shout everybody out, give you guys a nice, a big warm, fuzzy thank you from me. I definitely got to do something special for episode 100 though. Yeah, I'm gonna think about it, and next episode I'm gonna let you guys know what I'm gonna do. Anywho, what are we here for today on episode 100? It's September the 8th. I hope September has started off well for you guys. It has for me. So what are we talking about today? Today's episode is, we're going to be talking about something that it keeps on popping up. Today's episode is why people aren't buying from your website. 3 reasons why people are not buying from your website. So you guys know, everything we talk about is about digital, online business, digital marketing, e-commerce, strategies, tips. We interview people, we do all of that stuff, right? And the goal is to help Caribbean entrepreneurs navigate the digital age. That is our goal with the entire Digipreneur platforms, right? Helping Caribbean entrepreneurs and businesses navigate the digital age. So every single time I make a post and the topic of a website comes up or e-commerce comes up, there is always somebody that jumps in the comments and they say some nonsense like, oh, but not everybody wants to buy online. Or they say some nonsense like, oh, well, I've had a website and it doesn't work. People just don't buy from my website. And it gets so frustrating because in North America, in the States, Canada, the UK, not everybody buys from your website, right? Not everybody. People still go into the stores and they purchase from you in stores. But nobody over there is saying, oh, well, because there are people that come into our stores and they buy from us in our stores, we're not going to have a website. People still come into our store. We're not going to have a website. We're not going to create these other channels for other people to do business. But that's how people operate here. Oh, nobody came to my website and bought from me, so websites don't make sense. How? What people fail to realize is just because we are saying have a website, have payment options available on your website, offer delivery, that doesn't tongue twister. That doesn't negate not having the other channels. We're not telling you. People in the Caribbean act like us saying have a website, have delivery options means don't have anything offline and shut that down. No, have everything. We want you to have everything as humanly possible. If you are somebody where, your business model is you do not have a physical footprint and you're only online, cool. But if you are able to offer a hybrid, great, because having your website will be able to help you drive foot traffic into your business. Google has a stat that says 75% of the people who find your business online, even if they don't conduct a transaction online, they finish a transaction in the store. All right? And remember, and Google can track these things because they're tracking your location and everything. So even when you set up, and this is the thing, right? If people were to set up Google Business, so let's say you have a brick and mortar store and you actually set up Google Business, right? So you put your website in there, you put your contact numbers in there, you put your physical locations in there. Google's going to track all of that stuff for you. Google is going to track to say, hey, this is how many people clicked through to your website. This is how many people placed a phone call to you. This is how many people actually visited your location. Google is tracking all of that stuff, and they send you a report card every single month. So you actually know what days you're getting the most foot traffic because Google's tracking all of that. Google is going to tell you what days are your busiest for phone calls and what times of the day are busiest for phone calls? What times of the day are busiest for foot traffic? Google is tracking all of that. Google is tracking, what time of the day people are spending on your website, how long they're spending on your website, where they are coming from, what piece of content led them to. Like, all of these things are things that when you set up Google Business, your website, Google Analytics, Google Search Console, when you set all of these things up, you get so much data around your consumers and your business. You have a good understanding as to what is happening. You get a good understanding as to what is happening. So when people say nonsense like, oh, well, I have a website, nobody used it. There are reasons nobody used it. And that is what I want to get into. I want to give, this episode is around 3 reasons why people are not buying from your website. And I will stress that just because we talk about having payment options, delivery options, if you have a physical store, have your physical store. We're not telling you to close down your physical store. We're telling you to have everything. You need everything, because not having a website, not being able to accept payments online, that's just hurting your business. That's just hurting your business, because your website, your payment options, delivery options, this expands your business operations. People can now do business with you at any time of the day. They could purchase from you in the middle of the night, late at night, early in the morning, where your business is physically closed. And then you're going to get your money's already inside. You're going to wake up and see the order, and you're going to go and fulfill the order, have your courier company come collect the item or whatever, and off they go. So when you don't have those things, your website, payment options, delivery options, you exclude a large part of the market, a growing part of the market, because it's only going to continue to grow. Right? So not having that is only shooting yourself in the foot. So anyways, let's dive into 3 reasons why people are not buying from your website. All right? Reason number 1. This is the most important reason, especially if you are in the Caribbean, and man, double especially if you are in Trinidad and Tobago. The first reason why people are not buying from your website is you and your business haven't built trust. You haven't built no trust with your audience. And to me, a surefire way that the community doesn't trust you is if they're not willing to buy from your website. That means that they need to physically see you. They don't trust you at all, because they need to be able to give you money with their left hand, and the right hand is open to receive the product. And if they're not able to receive the product immediately as they give you money, that is a surefire way that the public does not trust your business. That is the number one way to know that your audience, the public, does not trust your business. That they don't want to buy from your website. That the minute they part with their money, they expect the item in their hand. Number one way. Because when people go on Amazon, and remember, there are just under 2 million website visits from Trinidad and Tobago that go on Amazon alone a month. Just about 2, and we can round it off because it's a hair under 2 million. At least for last month, at least for the month of July, it was just under 2 million visits. So we can round it off and safely say 2 million visits to Amazon. We're not even talking about eBay. We're not talking about Shein. We're not talking about Walmart. We're not talking about all of the other major websites that people go shopping online. Amazon alone gets 2 million website visits a month from Trinidad and Tobago. And that's not even counting the traffic to the app. I don't have the numbers for the app. But for the Amazon website, it's 2 million visits a month. So when you're telling me about, you have a website, nobody bought from you, they don't trust you. Ain't nobody will ever be in the room with Jeff Bezos here. They're not going to be in the room. They've never spoken to Jeff Bezos. Yet they part with their money without a shadow of a doubt. They part with their money. And they know when they buy on Amazon, it's going to show up at their doorstep. People trust the skybox companies to deliver their products to their doorstep more than they trust your business. So, number one reason why they have not bought from you, it's specifically you. It is you. You are the problem. Businesses don't like to hear that. People don't like to hear that. You are the problem. If nobody's buying from your website, you are the problem. And I'm gonna break it down why you are the problem, right? So you haven't built trust, and especially in Trinidad, where Trini's nicknames is Tricky Daddians. They don't want to part with their money without immediate exchange of the product. So what have you done to build trust? Just because you have built a website, just because you're able to take payments online, doesn't mean people are going to buy from you. So think about all of the ways that give you confidence in spending your money on Amazon. Think about that. You trust Jeff Bezos even though you have never met him. You've never met him. You go on their website. The website is clean. It's user-friendly. Customer service is easy to get onto if you do have a problem. They have also built a reputation that takes away the anxiety of doing business, right? So you don't have anxiety when you go onto Amazon's website. They've made it simple. One-click shopping. You have no anxiety with making the purchase on the website, and you know once you place that order, it is coming to your doorstep. Simple, easy, you have no questions, no qualms, and if you do have a question or you have a problem, Amazon support is easy to get onto. And then you can also, before you even make the purchase of the product, they have placed so much emphasis on the reviews. You get to see all the reviews ahead of time. You get to see video reviews. You get to see written reviews. You get to see a star rating. So they take all of the anxiety away from making a purchase on the platform, that you can close your eyes and make a purchase and there's no anxiety there. So they have built that trust, right? They have built that reputation. You trust Amazon. You trust Jeff Bezos that all will be well in the world. You are going to get your product. It is going to be what they say it is going to be. And remember, Amazon is a marketplace too, right? So the funny thing is with eBay, people don't trust eBay because they have no idea who owns eBay. And the reputation over the years on eBay, even though eBay is reliable as hell, the thing is that the reputation with eBay is that, you order things from eBay and, it isn't what it seems, or people have gotten burned and that's just been exasperated over the years and they don't like shopping on eBay. They just trust Amazon more. But Amazon is a marketplace just like eBay. The people on Amazon are marketplaces as well. Our individual peoples and companies as well. Amazon is a marketplace just like eBay. Yeah, there are differences, but they're both marketplaces. But people trust Amazon more, especially in the Caribbean, than they do eBay. So, if you haven't built that trust, people are not going to purchase from you online. Right? If you have not built, and that's the number one thing. That's the number one reason why people are not buying from your website. They don't trust you. And that just goes to show you how the public views you. So me, Karen Rose, Druid Island, I have not been paid cash since 2017. So since I had my in-person, my brick and mortar store, that's the last time I've accepted cash. That's the last time I've accepted cash. And when I closed down the store, 100% of my operations was online. If you wanted to pay me cash, you would have had to have, I made it available where you could, you would place the order on the website, and then you could go into the bank, make the deposit, or you could do an online bank transfer. Like, I made those options available, but you never handed me cash. And I never had a problem with getting orders Because I built trust. All right? So that's the number one way. That's the number one reason why people are not buying from your website. And what I would implore you to do is think of all of the websites that you shop on and think about what has that business done to build your trust. Why do you trust Shein? Why do you trust Walmart? Why do you trust Amazon? Why do you trust any of these websites that you shop on? What have they done to build your trust? Make a list. Think about all of those reasons. And then if you are a business owner and you have your website, put yourself in your customer's shoes. What have you done to build their trust? Knowing that people distrust technology or business owners in the Caribbean, what are you doing to build their trust? Think about that. Think about all the websites you shop on. Think about how they have built your trust. And then look at your own website. Look at your own platform. Look at your business. Look at you yourself as the owner. And think about what have you done to build your consumers' trust. Think about why you don't like to shop online locally in your Caribbean country. What has the businesses done to ruin your trust? What have they done? And think about all of those bad experiences and make sure you make it a point of emphasis to show to your clients, to show to your audience that you are not like anybody else. And you have put things in place to take away that anxiety of doing business with you. It's really simple, but it's going to come with analysis and it's going to come with putting in that work to remove the anxiety from doing business with you and building that trust with your community. Because people, remember how e-commerce works. They should not have to see you. They should not have to speak to you to do business with you. Now, is that going to be everybody? Of course not. There are going to be those people that want to come into the store. No problem. There are going to be those people who want to call you and speak to you before they make a purchase. No problem. That's where your customer service needs to be on point. That's where your contact channels needs to be on point. People should be able to email you, send you a DM, message you on Google Business, and get timely responses. That's all these little things build trust. And then when you do that, they may be more willing to do business with you online. Right? And then when they come into the store, I've had people come into the physical store. And then after they've come to the physical store and they're like, this is okay, the business is real. I know if I have a problem in the future, I can come into the store. And after that initial time of coming to the store, they order online. Because they know that if there was an issue, they have somewhere to go and they have somewhere to go. Right? So think about all of those things and start to put things in place to build trust. And the more trust you build, the increase in people are going to shop on your website. And if nobody's willing to shop on your website, that just means nobody trusts you. There, I said it. The second reason why people are not willing to buy from your website is, are you even making it easy for people to buy from you online? Do you have multiple payment options available on your website? Are you listing out your ordering process steps so people know exactly what to expect when they're going to place an order with you online? You have to keep in mind that there are people who have never shopped online before. Yes, it's 2022. We're in the Caribbean. There are still people who have never shopped online. So, do you have videos walking people through the order process? Do you have a little write-up, a little breakdown of the steps as to how to go about placing an order on your website? These are things that help to build trust, but they also educate people on how to do business with you, right? Not everybody has ordered online. Some of these people, this is the first time they're ever shopping online. So a video showing people how to place an order, or a write-up showing people how to place an order, showing people what to expect. Hey, after you place the order, You're going to get an email. Within 2 to 3 business days, the order is going to come to you via our courier. The courier will send you a link to track the order. They're going to call you ahead of time to see if you're available to deliver the order. All of these things reduce the anxiety of doing business with you. But it also makes it easy for people to do business with you online, right? Are you making it easy to get to your products and your website? So are you listing the products with the links in things like WhatsApp Business? Remember, when you set up WhatsApp Business, you have a catalog. So you can list out all of your products and services in WhatsApp Business, and you can put the links to your website or the links to the product or service in the WhatsApp catalog. So people can see the actual product or service and then click on the link to take them directly to that product on your website. Are you listing your products or services out on Google Business? Remember, Google Business allows you to list all of your products and services right on Google Business as well. So people can get to your products and services from Google Search. They can also get to your products and services from Google Maps. All right? When you're creating your social media posts on a Facebook, on a LinkedIn, on Twitter, if you're using things like Instagram or TikTok, you are using, Linktree, where you have the link in bio. You can list out all of your products or services at your link in bio as well. I mean, I wouldn't list out more than 10, but if you are a business that, you have hundreds of products or, more than 10, put your key sellers or a link to your shop so people can go in and easily get to your shop. Make it easy for people to get to your products or get to your website. You want to reduce the friction in the buying process. Many people don't shop with you online because there's just too much friction. There's too much friction. There are people who will will put all the pictures of their products. And then to get to the website or to get to that specific product, you've made it hard. I have to go find your website. You don't attach the link in the post. I got to go find your website. Then I got to go sift through your shop and find back the product I was looking at. They put too much friction in the buying process. And if there's too much friction to purchase from you, people ain't going to buy from you. If there's too much friction to purchase from you, people are not going to buy from you. Things like the look and feel of your website. When I come to your website, does it look like it was made in the 1990s or the early 2000s? Does it look like a spam website? If your website design looks like doo-doo, people automatically distrust the website. If it looks like a spam website, people distrust it. They're not going to buy from you. Is your website taking too long to load? So people are leaving your website. They're bouncing from your website before the website even loads. All of these things are friction in the buying process. If your website is not loading under 2 seconds, they're bouncing from it. They're leaving from it. It creates distrust. Or people just say, yo, this website doesn't work. And I'm not going to be able to purchase from it. If it looks spammy, if it looks old, if the website design is off, people are not buying from your website. So all of these things affect whether people are going to buy from your website. It creates friction. It creates a friction in the buying process. It creates a level of distrust. Or it just flat out makes it impossible to buy from you if your page is taking 10 seconds or more to load. People are just not going to buy from it. All of these things affect whether people buy from your website. Which brings us to reason number 3. The third reason why people are not buying from your website. What are you doing to build credibility? People want to know that this business has been around and will not leave or disappear after parting with their money. You can build credibility online in a variety of ways. I'm going to give you guys just a couple of examples as to how you can build credibility. So one way you can build credibility is to start creating content on your website. Show people you are here to serve them. And that's going to build a community. It's going to build credibility. And if you can build a community, credibility, that is going to lead to trust, right? The second way you can build credibility is to be social. Be social online. People want to see that you are engaging with people on your social media pages. It looks very shady when you post, let's just say you post a product, or you post a link to the product, or you post a picture of your product, and then 30 people are asking questions on the post and nobody's engaging in the comments. That looks shady as hell. People start to question, yo, is this a real business? Yo, look, this person's not engaging. I don't like this person's business practice. All of those things they discredit your business. They create a level of distrust, and it creates more friction in buying from you. Because people might have questions. You're not answering them. They're just going to say, you know what, forget this. I'll go elsewhere. All right. A third way to build credibility is, does your website have an SSL certificate? So your SSL certificate is going to be like when you look at a website and you see the little lock, the little padlock on the website, that encrypts your website so that when people are putting in their credit card information, people know that, it's safe to do so, that somebody's not hacking your website and it's going to steal their credit card information. The other thing is that when your website does not have an SSL certificate and it's not encrypted, you have people who have firewalls that it'll pop up and it'll just say, hey, this website is not safe. It's a big page. It takes over the entire website. Before you can even get to the website, it says this page is not secure. It is not safe. Do you want to proceed? And if somebody is supposed to come to your website and buy something, if a big message comes and says this website is not safe, it's not encrypted, then people are not going to buy from it. And there are some firewalls that just don't even allow you to get to the website. So that person might be on a break at work and their office firewall just does not even allow you to get to the website. Their office firewall protects from all unencrypted websites. So the person just can't even get to your website. But not having an SSL certificate does not allow you to become a credible platform. And if you are an e-commerce website, if you're supposed to be selling on your website, you need credibility, and SSL certificates go a long way in building credibility. I mean, that's supposed to be standard, whether you're selling or not. People want to see your SSL certificate. But let me tell you something. It does way more damage if you don't have one, because that nasty message of, yo, this website is not safe. Do you even want to go on this website? That does more damage to your credibility, and it creates a level of distrust. The fourth way to build credibility is show the key people that work with the company. Have a page about the team. People want to know the people behind the company, the key people behind the company. They want to know who's running the business. Remember, everybody is in the human-to-human business now. The digital age has created a level of transparency. So when people do not know who are the people behind the business, it doesn't allow you to become a credible business. People want to know who are the people behind the businesses now more than ever. And it goes a long way. So if you are a popular CEO and you're opening up multiple businesses, people are going to support you regardless of what business you open up. Because your name is good, because your face, your image, because people believe and trust you and you have that credibility of creating great businesses, whatever business you open up in the future, people are automatically going to patronize because you've built that credibility. So if you're hiding behind your logo and nobody knows who owns the business or who's running the business, that does damage to your credibility and also creates a level of distrust. So you want to show who are the key people behind this business, and that is going to build credibility in your business, right? And the fifth way you could build credibility is to celebrate your audience and celebrate your clients. Show client reviews, show client testimonies. There's a major reason why Amazon places so much emphasis on the reviews and the testimonies and the rating systems, because that builds credibility in the product. when people can see, people can click on the video and see people using the product, right? Like I was looking at shower heads the other day, and like I'm watching people using their shower heads. Like I'm seeing client reviews via video of people using the shower heads, and they're giving video reviews right on the Amazon product page. That gives a level of credibility that a written testimony could never give. And that's another reason why Amazon does, hey, this is a verified purchase, because we all know that there are people who just go on, people's websites, or somebody has a business and they'll be like, they'll get 10 of their friends, hey, just go drop a review on my product page, or drop a review about my business. Amazon goes out of their way to show you that, hey, this is a verified purchase. This person actually purchased this particular product. So they purchased it. All about building credibility. All about building credibility online. When you can build credibility online, you become trustworthy. It takes away the anxiety of doing business with you online. And when you look at the reasons why people do not want to purchase online, it's usually because they don't trust the website, the purchasing, the buying process, far too difficult, far too much friction. People just get overwhelmed or annoyed and just not buy from you. Listen, Jeff Bezos said something. Jeff Bezos said, he said one thing that we implemented at Amazon that took us from $1 million company or $1 billion company to $1 trillion company was one-click shopping. He said because one-click shopping took away all the friction. Took away all the friction in the buying process. People are able to store their information, their address information, their credit card information. Now they could just do one-click buy. One-click buy. All the friction to shopping is gone. All the anxiety to shopping is gone. And they can get away with that because they have built the trust and they have built the credibility. All right? So the less friction you can create in the buying process is the more people are going to purchase from you online. And then when you can build that credibility, where people can put their head in the block that I can buy and it's going to show up in 2 to 3 days, people are going to buy from you. And when you are not doing any of those things, people are going to say, you know what? I'll still buy from this business, just not online. Now, I'm going to call you. I need to make sure that there's a real person on the other end of this line. Oh, they answer the phone? All right, where are you located? No, don't tell me about your website. I need to visit you in person. I need to come there, and I need to give you cash. I don't even want to swipe my card in your store. I don't want you to have no record of me. I want to give you cash. And once I give you this cash, I expect to have the product in my hand immediately. That is the ultimate sign that people do not trust your business. That is the ultimate sign that you have not created a good brand. If people do not want to purchase from you online, you have not created a trustworthy or credible brand. I hate to say it, folks, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And just think about your own shopping habits. Think about why you don't shop online. If you are somebody who doesn't shop online, I mean, this podcast is called Digipreneur FM, so I'd imagine everybody listening to this podcast is digital. And they shop online. But listen to the people that say they don't shop online. It's because of trust. They don't trust the banks. They don't trust the government. They don't trust. Trust. The ultimate sign that people are not buying from your website is they do not trust you. They do not believe you to be a credible business. And if they do business with you, they got to call you to ensure that you are real, and they're going to come in person. They're going to hand you all of that just speaks to your level of trustworthiness and credibility. And you need to focus as a business, well, how do we start creating trust with our audience? How do we create trust in the community? How do we build credibility amongst the people? And if you can start thinking of all of the ways to build credibility, to build trust, and decrease the level of friction to buy from you, people are going to buy from you online. And the more people buy from you online, remember, people then don't need to speak to you. They can just purchase from you at any point in time, any time of the day. And if that is happening, that's just going to increase your sales and increase your revenue. So that is the incentive to start thinking about, how do we build trust? How do we build credibility? What are the things that we can do to remove the friction from people buying from us? That just means more sales, more revenue for you. So for me, when I thought about, what could I do to build trust? I'm not from Trinidad. Well, I can't say I'm not from Trinidad. I'm born in Trinidad. I spent my entire life in Canada. I came here. I popped up out of nowhere. How do I build trust? I don't have a Trini accent. People know I'm not from here. So, there are people that are going to say, oh, well, they trust you because you have a foreign accent or whatever. Not everybody. Not everybody. Some people, they run from that. All right? Some people run from that. But what can I do to build credibility? Well, I create content. So I'm educating, I'm teaching you, I'm showing you that I'm the best person to offer you the solution of the product. If I make a recommendation, then you should trust my recommendation. I create content, I'm teaching you, I'm showing you I understand the problems and the pain points within my industry through my content. So people are educated before they even call me, before they even DM me. They've read my content, they've watched the blogs, they've listened to the podcasts. So they have a level of trust because of the content. I've built credibility because I've ensured to get featured by different platforms that people hold to a high standard. They trust these platforms. So I've been featured on newspapers. I've been featured, on TV interviews. I've been featured by other credible people, and by other credible people recommending me. It's like word of mouth. Word of mouth works because the person giving you the recommendation, you trust them. So, being able to get featured or people, other credible people talking about me and giving me my props or rating me, all of that lends to building my credibility. Getting featured by credible platforms, right? Getting featured in the media, people seeing, what I've accomplished, or me getting into the media and educating, all of that helps me to establish my credibility. And the more credibility I can build is the more trust I have amongst the public. And then when people want to buy from me, there's a multitude of ways that I give people to purchase from me. And I have figured out a variety of ways to deliver the products. So now all of my products are digital, so you get your products immediately, whether it's my courses, access to workshops. I figured out ways to get you all of my content at a fingertip, at a snap of a finger. But even when I was doing phones and I was getting you the products, I laid out the entire buying process. I educated people on how to do business with me. I set the expectations up as to, how long it's going to take to deliver the product. And I ensured that everybody got their product. Nobody that ever ordered from me never got their product. And if there was a delay, you're communicating all of those delays and keeping everybody in the loop. You're not ghosting anybody. All right? So all of those things, when you're doing all of that, building trust, building credibility, removing friction from the buying process, that is going to have people purchasing from you online. And even if they come and they do business with you in person, the first or the second time, you still want to educate them. Hey, did you know that you could shop on our website? The reason why I started to teach everybody about the Visa debit cards is because the more people know about the Visa debit cards or the prepaid credit cards, the more they learn how those things work, is the more inclined they are to test it out and use it. And when they test it out and have a good experience, then they're going to use it, again and again and again. So I started to do all of those things. And that is how I've been able to get to a place where now I don't accept cash. You got to go If you want to pay cash, you can, do bank deposit or do online bank transfer. But I have all the mechanisms in place where you can place the order from my website. You could do a bank deposit, do an online bank transfer, and I'm able to service you or get you the product. All right? So I hope this episode was insightful. I hope it gave you guys something to think about. All right? Just to recap, build trust, build credibility, remove friction in the buying process. And that is going to allow people to buy from your website. So I hope this episode gave you guys some good, helpful tips and things to think about in building your platforms and getting more sales, driving more sales to your website, and what to do to start to remove that friction from your website, and also just start to build your trust and build your credibility. All right. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please drop a rating. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, a lot of these platforms have, the ratings where you guys can rate the podcast. So definitely rate the podcast. Those ratings help to grow the Digipreneur FM podcast all across the world. Please, if you enjoyed the episode, also if you've enjoyed 100 episodes of the podcast, drop a review. The reviews continue to help grow the podcast. People read the reviews. I read the reviews. That ensures that I'm up to date and giving you guys value in every single episode. I love reading the reviews, so definitely drop a review if you've enjoyed the podcast. We are at episode 100. That's a major milestone again. Bang, bang, bang. We got to drop a bomb for that episode 100. So again, 100 episodes of the Digipreneur FM podcast. If you guys have enjoyed it, please definitely drop a review for me. That'll mean so much. I don't ask for much. A review is what I'm asking for, all right? You guys can check out the KaronRose.com website to learn more about building your digital presence and monetizing your platforms. Also, you can check out the Digipreneur.fm website to stay up to date on the podcast. You could join the notification list or join the email list, and you're going to always be kept in the loop about what's happening with the podcast. Follow me over on social media at Karon Rose on all platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, KeronRosc. We drop a lot of valuable content over on social media as well. All right. That is it for me today, folks. This is Thursday, September the 8th, so I want to wish you guys and gals a happy weekend. Reach out if you guys have any questions. Jump on the website, hit the contact page, reach out to me if you guys have any questions, or hit me up on social media, all right? Have a wonderful weekend, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day, and take care.
You've been listening to the Digiboss, Karon Rose. We hope your notepad was filled after this episode. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. The learning doesn't stop, folks. And to make sure you don't miss any gems from the Digiboss, go over and follow him on all social media platforms at Karon Rose. Folks, don't just sit there with a notepad. We need you to implement at least one thing into your business before the next episode. That's the only way your business levels up. Thanks for listening to Digipreneur FM. Now go be great.